everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I'm glad that you could be here today alongside Jan with me today. Hey, Jan.
Hey, Steve. Hey, everybody.
So, if you remember, we did a video a couple days back about things we would recommend buying at the dollar store. This time around, we're going to talk about things we do not recommend. So, this should be interesting. Um,
Yeah, what's interesting too, Steve, and thank you for having me here, everybody, is this
sure.
that these are our own unique experiences. Am I right, Steve? Or, you know,
That's right. Yes.
so may I mention them now? Okay, get started now.
Absolutely. Of course, yes.
Oh, good, good, good. Thanks, everybody, for being here. We always appreciate everyone's time. Um, we went through, Steve and I really was like really the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more we could have mentioned that things that we do like from the $1.25 type store. Maybe one day we'll revisit this subject, even on my own channel. I'll come back here again. But there are a couple of things that I had a little bit of problems with, or just didn't work out. Now I know that Steve mentions he had great luck, with gadgets. I don't buy too many gadgets, so in general in life. However, this one gadget I had, those like manual can openers. And Steve, as you know, it's always really important to keep a couple of manual can openers just in case that we have to open up canned food in our
Hmm.
stockpile that does not have a flip top. Not
Hmm.
every can has a flip top. And by the
No.
way, those flip top cans, Steve, started happening right after a big emergency type of an event many years ago. But
Yeah.
but not every single can has the nice convenient flip top. So I bought this manual can opener, and it kind of sort of worked the first maybe 3 to 5 times. But then I found like it just felt rinky dink, and it felt like it was splitting. It felt like it was splitting apart. So I said, no, no, just get the a different one. Put it that way. So that was
Hmm.
just my unique experience. But that's not to say there might not have been other models there, and maybe I don't want to give up that easily. So I just want to mention that experience I had. The next thing, and Steve will agree with me, cheap versions of transparent tape. So people, coined the phrase as Scotch tape as a generic name that everybody knows. But actual Scotch tape, Steve, as you know, in a dispenser is very strong, and they actually do sell that. But I was not aware of it that day. So instead, I saw this thing. It looked so cute. There was a pink dispenser, a yellow dispenser, a blue dispenser, and it looked like, wow, I'm getting more bang for my buck. This was many years ago at a dollar type store. Horrible, terrible. The dispensers were falling apart. I was cutting my fingers on, that jagged edge where you cut off the tape. It was just a nightmare. The
Yeah.
tape itself,
Hmm.
it wouldn't tear. You know how it doesn't tear off properly
Yeah.
across? It was like not tearing it. No, I had to get a scissor to cut it off. I said, no, that was a flop. But then I realized if I looked a little better, I would find actual Scotch tape at a good discount. So I'm just mentioning my experience with that. Next, dollar store toothpaste. Now, don't get me
Hmm.
wrong. You can find right name brands, Steve. Stick with those. My experience with unfamiliar brand names, I'm not even saying that maybe they're not good or good. To me, I don't know, something like toothpaste. It's like you're putting it here, you're using it on your teeth. I want to make sure that I'm getting what I'm used to, like
Yeah.
Colgate or AIM or whatever. You could get some pretty good deals, but most of the time, and this we don't make an extra dime mentioning this, but I do like any of those like Colgate Optic ones and stuff like that. I
Hmm.
like that. I don't know if you could find that at the dollar store. I don't rather not think that I could
You
because
can.
then I'm over. Oh, okay, good. Next, a dollar store. Speaking of toothpaste, dollar store floss. Now, if it's a name that I'm not going to ever get it again, like a name I don't recognize, the floss was too thin for me. I like the one that has like a wax like coating on it. It just
Hmm.
makes it easier. This one I don't think was wax, so that's not good. It was too thin. So for me it was like just very difficult. I prefer also using the floss, the one that had like it's on a stick. Very easier getting around, the stick
Yeah,
one with
you're
the
better
little,
off with that.
I forget
Yep.
the exact name of it, but that one, that's good. I
Well,
also
it's called a.
like
I
to
think
use
it's
like
called a
water.
floss pick. A floss pick, I
Floss
believe is what it's
pick.
called.
And I
I
love
believe.
to use that like water pick product where you like enter the water into the machine. It has like these little
Hmm.
doodad. That's very,
Yep.
very helpful. But
Hmm.
that's another show. The next
Yeah.
thing that I didn't have really good luck with, not that's about luck, but it's about choice. One week I had, this is many, 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 many decades, maybe 2.5 decades back. And I was having a really tough time in a month at that moment, waiting for my teacher's pay back in the day. So I
Mm.
said, you know what, I have to have
Mhm.
some coffee, right? So I got some instant coffee, their version. Hopefully they have different versions now. And I tried it. I was like, either I'm having a really bad day, this is really not good coffee. So it was like some instant coffee, Steve. I don't know what was in that coffee. I only had it once. I said, no, I'll just give it, to my friend, and I told her, I said, would you like this? I said, I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't care for it. So I'm not going to lie to you. But as I mentioned the other day, and it was, I think, in the same shopping session, I had picked up some hazelnut powdery,
Mhm.
coffee creamer, which was amazing. That was
Yes.
good. But
Mhm.
this coffee like that, no, no, not for me. There were other instances too, but I can't remember everything. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, Steve, how can I forget? Maybe you might mention. I don't know. I just want to mention in my case. Yeah, sometimes aluminum foil, it looks like a normal box, right? Aluminum foil. Oh, good. I could get a really good price on it.
Mm. Mm. Yeah.
I would not get that version, a dollar store version, aluminum foil like I had that time. It was too thin. It was not effective. So I'm just explaining those instances that I had.
Right. Right. Yeah. Um. Right. If you're gonna do aluminum, it's better to stick with Reynolds. That's really well. One, it's a no fail. It's like a
My
Nabisco.
favorite. Yeah.
Right. It's like a Nabisco vanilla wafer. If you're going to make banana pudding, I know this is not about food, but if you're going to make banana pudding, don't slip up and buy a different cookie. You will regret it because I did that one time. Bad mistake. Stay with the vanilla wafer. There's a reason why that cookie is so loyal for as long as it has been. No, what I wanted to mention when I held up my hand like that was you can get the Optic White Colgate at the dollar. I think it's a small tube like what you would use. It's big enough.
Oh, okay. Nice
Yeah,
to know.
the tube is big enough to put like in a toiletry bag. It's not real big. I mean,
Okay, so like a travel one, maybe a little bigger than travel.
yeah, give or take, it's in that ballpark. Yeah, I can't remember
All
the
right.
exact dimensions, but yeah. So I have used the Optic White. It's very good. Now
Yeah.
I tend to get my toothpaste a lot of the time from the dollar store as well, but I keep it simple. I'll either do like the Colgate baking soda peroxide, or I'll do
Yeah.
the Ultra Bright with the baking soda and the peroxide. I like those two especially. Another place I'll go, but it depends on the price too. I've also been known to get it at Walmart. So my toothpaste doesn't run all that much, but I still get a decent product. I try not to pay more than about $1.50 for a tube, but but I tend to get decent, quality toothpaste. But now I myself have got a few items here
Yeah,
that
I can't
I
wait to hear because I really don't know what Steve's going to say on that.
right, but I was just trying to acknowledge back on you.
No, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, I've got 5 don'ts. And again, this is from everything that I've dealt with from experience, have bought, have tried, and so on. The first one, batteries, don't do it. I buy batteries. I bought a 4-pack one time, and I think within a little over a week period, the both 4 batteries, they were used up. They were ready to be thrown away. So, and it was Panasonic brand. That's why when it comes to batteries, I recommend Energizer, Duracell. Rayovac is fairly good. I've also heard, rumor has it, never bought it, that Amazon batteries are pretty decent too. Never bought them, but I've heard, because I have received, a couple of comments along the way from.
I have to try that myself, Steve. Thanks for reminding me. The Amazon
Mhm.
brand. Yes.
Yeah, the second one at the dollar store, do not buy a toilet bowl cleaner. The brush, the little container that it sets in when you clean out I don't recommend it. It's very cheaply made. It's garbage. Yes, you heard me say it. I don't recommend it. If you're going to buy a toilet bowl, brush cleaner little, ensemble, I would say pick a Walmart or a Target or a hardware store. I would say go to some place like that and get a better made, better designed one. It's worth the money. I have found out. I have an item here that I'm going to put on the back screen. I don't know if you guys can see it. All right, this is the brand. It says Sure Fresh. It's got a green lid. I repeat, never buy this brand of lid or container. It is flimsy. When I went to pick it up one time with spaghetti sauce in it, the lid literally fell out from under the container, and I had a mess to clean up. Not just me, but I know somebody else who I had given some homemade spaghetti sauce to, and they grabbed it the wrong way, and well, what do you know? But I don't
Oh no.
recommend this. I don't recommend Sure Fresh brand because the lid does not snap in place. If I don't hear it snap, it's not, you know, it's not a very good quality item to me. It just doesn't work for me. So this is one item. The other brands that they have there, McCormick, there's one with a blue lid. I'm not sure what the brand is. You've got Betty Crocker. Um, those brands I've had good success with, but this one, avoid at all costs. Um, Number 4, when you go to the dollar store and you buy dish soap, don't just buy any dish soap. If it's Palmolive or Dawn or Ajax or something, of a reputable, decent name, go ahead and buy it. But I have bought non-name brand dish soaps and I've been unhappy with it. So if it doesn't have a name, a brand that you're familiar with, I would say don't buy it. I've had bad luck. If somebody else has had good luck, that's great. But me, no. I That's why I personally am a Dawn person. I did about a year or so back, and I'm still using it. I bought a big container of
That
Wellesley.
product is beyond amazing. I don't blame you, Steve. That product is amazing.
Well, no, I haven't. Well, the one that I bought in the big one that is amazing is I bought BJ's. I bought Wellesley Farms version of Dawn. It
Oh,
was BJ's
how
one.
nice.
Well, I had a coupon. I got a big, big bottle of it for like $6.99. Um, and I'm still using it. And I and
Wow.
I and it seems to be a pretty close contender to the Dawn. It does get
That's
the grease,
great.
it does get the stains out. Yeah, so but if you're going to the dollar store and you got to buy a dish soap, stick with brand names. That's the luck that I've had. Number 5 is certain paper towels and toilet paper. Don't just go to the dollar store, walk and grab and reach. Yay, I got toilet paper. Yay, I got paper. No, because you'll be sorry. I will stick with this. even though it's sold in one roll increments, toilet paper I'll only buy Scott brand. That's really the only brand I saw that that I made out. And there was one time, I don't remember the brand, but it was comparable to Brawny, Bounty, Plenty, Viva. It was Scott tissue or paper
Nice.
towel. But I don't remember the brand, and it was 100. It was 100 sheets of paper towel, and I had good
Right.
luck with it.
That's
So,
good.
so it really depends on what uh, paper towel, toilet paper. So I'm even though I have it down as a don't, it can also be a do or something I do recommend, but it depends on what brand you get. Be careful with that
I
from
love it.
my experience.
Everything you mentioned thus far rings a bell, and I really agree with you.
hmm So, um, that pretty much, you know, is my list of things that I
You know
don't
what, Steve? I
recommend.
want to talk a minute about something, if you don't mind. It's in
All
reference
right.
to the psychology behind why, in my opinion, why a lot of people enjoy $1.25 type stores, or dollars. So when I was a teenager, the very first one similar like this, I think, ever to open was called a 69-cent store. I said,
hmm
"What is this?" I'm on a bus one day going home from school, and I'm like, "What do you mean 69-cent store?" And then it just opened. It said everything in this store is 69 cents. I'm like, "What?" The concept was like never heard of. So this is like
Yeah.
in the middle 1970s, probably around the time you were born, 74,
Mm,
75, that happened.
yeah.
What people love about going to those stores is that they could plan in advance. For example, you want to get a can of chili, or you want to get a thing of cookies. You make a list. I mean, it's $1.25 99% of the time. There might be a little variation. Be careful, of course, these days. Back in the original time, it stuck to the original number. Many people might remember that. So you could easily plan ahead. There are no big surprises. I think this is why
Yeah.
people love the psychology of those stores. What do you think, Steve?
I think so too. You know, plus that people don't always want to spend a lot of money on something, and not all the time, but I would say 2/3, maybe 70% of the time, you can go to the dollar store and probably pick up the same item um, for less money. For example, I have to throw this in. I meant to include it on my do list. I'll go ahead and mention it if because I know we're talking about don'ts. I highly recommend buying um, greeting cards at the dollar store or the cards that you put a gift card in. I recommend those because a lot of the time, two for a dollar. Why should you go to Walmart, Target, or someplace like that, American Greetings or a Hallmark store, and pay a few dollars more when you're basically getting the same quality card for a dollar and you get two of them? And you could do a
To
mix and
pay
match.
full price for a card is crazy. Go ahead, Steve.
You can do a mix and match. You can do one gift card, one greeting card, two gift, two greet, however you want to do it. But I mean, I do that during the holidays when I go to give gift cards because I do a lot of that. Or if I want to give somebody and I'm going to hand it to them straight out, if I want to put like straight cash in there, I'll get a gift card type greeting card and I'm good to go. But no, it's a waste of money, I think, going to a regular department store and buying a greeting card. It's not worth the extra $4 or $5 that you pay. I just don't see it.
I agree. And I think
Yeah,
that's a wonderful option.
yeah, me too. Well, I can't really think of anything else. Like I said, this gives everybody out there a chance. You know, this is our trial and errors. Well, with me, it's more trial than error. You know,
Well, there is one thing I
uh,
want to add, Steve. Don't
okay.
forget to smash down the like button on Steve's channel.
Oh yeah, that would be ever so greatly appreciated. But, as always, everybody. I'm always glad that they can be here to tune in to watch us. As always, I'm glad you could join me as you
Always
know,
fun to be here on your channel. I appreciate
yeah,
it.
right. And it's and from time to time I come on your side, and it's fun to be on your
Absolutely.
side
Your
too.
door is always open. And
Yeah.
we
So
just like
mhm,
to talk about stuff that really matters to a lot of people. A lot of
that's
people
right.
go to $1.25 type stores. A lot of people have different experiences with their purchases. Put down in in the comment section, your experience, things you like to get that you've had good value and maybe not so great experiences.
Yeah, I'd love. Yeah,
I'd love to look at that. Yes.
yeah, I'd love to, see what feedback, because this right here is basically our do's and don'ts, and I Jan would love to see what have you had yays and nays with, because everybody's different. So, um, but more than anything, I'm glad everybody could tune in today to watch, or whatever time of day it is for you, and always be on the lookout. You know, both Jan and I, or me alone. Always nice to see everybody. And I hope everybody has a great whatever time of day it is. And both Jan and I will see you back here next time. So I hope everybody has a great.
Thanks so much, Steve. Thank you, everybody. Take good care,
You're
everyone.
welcome.